I suffered an unexpected job loss recently. And so I've been searching for something new. And I was having a conversation with my sister via a text message. And she asked me a simple question that pulled me into a deep, cavernous, philosophical chasm. The question was, what do you want to do? She intended it in a literal, practical sense. But for one reason or another, I began reflecting in a way that I normally wouldn't in reaction to such a question. And I sincerely asked myself, what do I want to do? And I began to think back through my past, my history, the little phases that one passes through, my education, my quest for knowledge. What do I want to do? What is all of this pointing toward? Is it pointing toward anything at all? What's the end game here? The truth is, I think I may have stopped wanting shit a long time ago. If you walk the path of seeking knowledge, seeking truth, eventually you transcend the quaint terrestrial practice of wanting things. Wanting becomes obsolete. Wanting eventually loses its utility. If that's hard to understand or if that's hard to relate to, then you may just not be ready yet, but I'll bet you're well on your way. If it just sounds like angsty hair splitting, well, it kind of is. Most people don't get to do what they want to do. Go out there into the world. Go about your day, go to work, go to class, do whatever it is that you do. And take note of all the people whose paths you cross. Take a look at them, what they're doing. Many of them you will observe in their roles as professionals, whether they're bagging your groceries or issuing you a ticket. How many of them do you suppose are doing what they want to do in that moment? When you go to Walmart and you see some overweight, middle-aged woman waddling slowly down the aisle with an exhausted, subtly despondent look on her face, squinting her eyes, wearily trying to think about where she needs to go next and what she needs to get through the coming week. Is that what she wants to be doing? It's not her job to go to Walmart and go grocery shopping. But do you suppose when she's at her job, that's what she wants to do? Maybe it is. But it seems like that would be more the exception than the rule. Now, I know. There's things we do out of necessity. And then there's things we do out of pleasure. And the two often don't overlap because that's just a cruel feature of reality. We don't live in a utopia, and we can't all do what we want to do all the time, or else some very important shit would never get done. From each according to his ability to each according to his need. I don't know. Should I begin my search there? What do I want to do? I don't know anymore. 34 years old. When I was young, I wanted to do things. I had a vision of my future. I imagined myself doing some pretty worthwhile things, and I pursued them for a long time, quite relentlessly. But I never did get to do those things. Along the way, necessity won out over desire. I had to go and work on cars for a living so that I could have some money. I didn't really want to be a guy that worked on cars. But as the years passed by, I kind of tricked myself into wanting it. I built a version of my identity that was compatible with being a mechanic. I was an odd mechanic, also a student, also an artist, unusually deep and philosophical in my conversation. But I thought, hey, it's an interesting character persona. I can add a little variety to the workplace culture. But it only lasted for so long. It's easier sometimes to identify things you don't want to do. I know I don't want to be a mechanic anymore. But what do I want to do? I don't know. I think I stopped thinking in those terms a long time ago. And I don't know if that's sad, cynical, or simply symptomatic of transcending, reaching a higher state. A state where one builds an identity not around conforming to the tyranny of desire, but forcing the immutable realities of the present situation to bend to an improvised kind of desire. A way of learning how to love the inescapable circumstances you find yourself in. Forcing it to conform to your will. Or in other words, it's like asking, not what do I want to do, but what thing out there wants me to do it. I suppose that doesn't make much sense, but maybe it doesn't have to. Maybe I'm just indecisive. Maybe I'm just over analytical. Me, never. I envy those folks who want to do things. And I envy those folks even more who want to do things and get to do them. We should all be so lucky. But as the song says, you can't always get what you want. And I don't know if you get what you need either. I suppose as long as you're breathing, you're getting at least enough of what you need to do that. Maybe what I want to do is sip coffee and conjecture into a microphone. Well, I'm getting to do that right now. Not getting paid for it. At least not yet. What's the moral of this story? If it needs a moral, and I don't think it does. But if you'd like to derive something from these ramblings, let it be this. Whether you transcend the tyranny of wanting shit or not is just fine. But whatever you do, my advice to you, my child, don't want any one thing so much. Don't want any single thing, any single person so inescapably that the whole of your heart hangs upon that one desire. That creates a fragile Achilles heel in your soul. And you do not want to be that weak. Whether you pursue a particular goal or not, be a little flexible. And let the bridge between reality and desire flow a little bit in both directions. Have the strength of will to change your reality, but also have the strength of will to love your reality the way it is. Love every aspect of your life, even when it's terrible.